Hi, you're on Music Toolbox. Today I'm going to be taking a look at two free apps. And these apps are, how should I put it? They're kind of game related. Now, I love games. I'm a big board game player, and if it truth be told, I play the odd video game as well. But music games, well, they tended to suck. So when I came across this app by Note 17, it's an online app developer. They do a variety of apps, including a nice presentation app. But when I came across this app, I frankly did not have particularly high hopes. Let's take a look at Xbeats. If you hit start on Xbeats, you see a number of different meter types. You see duple, triple, and quadruple. And what you do is, I'll just open one of these up. It gives you a certain number of moves. So for instance, I'm in 2-4, and it gives me two moves to drag and place the notes to fill up the bar. That doesn't seem particularly complicated. But if we go back out, we get increasing complication. Let's look at maybe the fifth one of these challenges for duple. Here you see it actually gives me a fixed position, and it's like Sudoku. I have to fill up the across, and now I also have to fill up the down. So I already have two across, so to make two down, I'd have to have a blank, and then of course I'd have to have something else that was worth the value of 2 beats. So they become increasingly difficult, and I'd love to be able to say, as I do these, that I'm usually able, as a PhD in music, to just nail these. But it's actually rather complicated. Let's see, I'll just start this one out. Let's put a beat there at the bottom, which means to make this vertically. Alright, here's 3 beats that way, and now I need another 3 beats. So here's one more beat at the bottom. Now I've got 3 beats that way. So in order to end this bar, I need 2 beats up top, 2 beats up. Oh, looks like I got lucky. I've finished this one. I've done it in less than 7 moves. What I like about this is I can easily drag note relations and create bars of, simple triple, simple duple, simple quadruple. But I really, really have to think about it as they become more complicated. And it actually is rather difficult. It's really easy to make a mistake, and it actually judges on you on how many moves you make. So you're always kind of trying to judge and guess where things should go. So there would be 4 beats, 2 beats, 3 beats. But as you fill it up, you find that there's holes. So if I have a quarter note for the first beat, then I'm not going to have enough note durations. And all of a sudden you find yourself moving things around to make them fit. Now, if I did have one complaint about this, it would be that you can actually, for instance, that third line horizontally, I've actually written a rhythm that I wouldn't want to see a student beam that way necessarily. So I suppose if this was more of an educational tool, you wouldn't have beaming options that you wouldn't find in actual notated music. But that would make the whole process much more difficult and a lot less fun. And right now, this is actually a lot of fun. I actually find it extremely challenging. And I've done maybe the first 15 or 20 of these, all the triples, all the duples, and all the quadruples. And as you can see, I have a lot of stars there, which means I got in under the number of moves allowed, but I've got a lot of checks. I finished, but I had I didn't finish in the amount of time it gave me to finish. So this is not simple. It's actually a lot of fun. And what I would love to see is I would love to see compound meters. So, 6/8, 9/8, 12/8. I think that would really add a lot to this. And I would love to maybe hear it play back rhythms so that students could actually hear them. I guess part of me feels like, oh, it's a game and it's fun probably because it's not an educational tool, and I find myself suggesting things that would turn it into an educational tool, and I worry that it would become less fun. So this is, again, for me, is a lot of fun. And I think if you have a student who's doing really well, you could use this as a reward. Or if you have a student who's having trouble filling bars, you could have them play. And the way it progresses in terms of difficulty really does make it interesting. And I think if they did add more metrical types, it would add even more to this cool little game. So this is Xbeats. It's currently free. I would definitely suggest you pick it up. And one note is that it does have ads at the bottom, and I did pay a little bit to have the ads removed, but I felt like that was worth it because I was having a good time with this app. So, Xbeats.